being able to see the next generation of ethical hackers and those who are going to fight against that dark cloud at the university level. And, we talked a little bit about how, this is an area that is evolving so quickly that by the time you get a syllabus put together, the validity of that syllabus may or may not be 100%. So what do we do about that? And how do we create that framework for those next generation of guys and gals coming into this area?
Well, this is a real challenge, and I think that this is something where the state of Florida is actually working to try to get around this. But um, something that I think is going to be a challenge for the university system moving forward is how do we short circuit the evolution of curriculum? Because in order to teach a class, you need to have curriculum that meets certain standards, right? And the problem is that the requirements for actual jobs changes so quickly that it's really hard to keep pace with those changes when you're talking about state level approval for curriculum for certain classes. And I don't know what the answer for that right now is going to be, but there's a very active tool chapter in Orlando, which if you're not familiar with, Tool is the organization of oh, I can't remember now. I'm lock picking. Essentially, it's lock picking. And I have to say that some of the things that I've learned about security that have been probably the most up to date and the most insightful has been sitting around with a couple of beers and locks and people and just picking locks together. And I'm thinking about like hackathons and some of the capture the flag competitions at B-sides and some of these other kind of lower level or lower scale sort of conferences. Those can be so beneficial to students. I'll give you another example. At the university, we have the Hack at UCF club. And I think the greatest value of that club, it's about 300 students, and it runs a gamut of students who have barely touched a keyboard before to, I mean, there are a couple of students I'm thinking of right now that they've been running their own business since they were like 13 years old. And there's one student in particular, and if he's watching this, he'll know who I'm talking about. He started a business at 13, going around to like pawn shops, and he would unlock locked up laptops and reformat the laptops for the pawn shops so that they could then sell those. And so very, very, from very advanced skills to no skill at all. And I see that as being an incredibly effective way to learn, not only because it's fresh and they're staying up to date, but also you have a lot of that peer-to-peer learning. And I mean, I hate to admit this, but I mean, it's really hard for, I think, instructors to keep up with that. So I think that's probably a couple of the ways forward is more informal learning.
Yeah, yeah. Could not have put it better. I think we all agree on some level that while formal education provides a good template or foundation, what is built on top of that doesn't happen in the classroom, but happens when we get out into the field, or the matrix for this matter.
Not to mention that it adds the added benefit of networking professionally as well. So I see a lot of people getting hired in jobs that way too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for that.